Welcome to how to use the InstantAtlas Excel Data Manager. This video follows on from the how to use InstantAtlas Publisher videos. If you would like any more information on how to change the look and feel of your dynamic report, then please refer to the how to use InstantAtlas Designer with Flash Templates videos if you are using a Flash template, or how to use InstantAtlas Designer with HTML templates video if you are using an HTML edition template. Today I'm going to take you through how to change the data that is currently in the Atlas. At the moment we have dummy data that was generated when we published our reports. So I'm going to open an example workbook for Louisiana included in the installation of InstantAtlas Desktop, and I'm going to take you through some of the worksheets we have got. Our first worksheet is called Geography and Filters. Now this does need to be called Geography and Filters, otherwise it won't be correctly referenced as a sheet when you create your data file. This is where you define which geography and filters you are using in your Atlas. You can see here in cell A1 we have got the type of base geography we are using. In this case it is polygon, but we could have had point or line if that was the type of base geography we were using. Then we've got the title of my base geography, so for this example we have got Louisiana parishes, and in columns A and B we've got the code and names for my base geography. In column C I have the links for each of my areas. I currently have notes.htm as my link, but this can be a website, PDF, Excel or Word document. These links will be accessible in the data table of your dynamic report. Under column D we have our filter. The word filter goes in D1, then the name of that filter, and then the values of that filter. You can see here I have Central Louisiana, Northern Louisiana, etc., and these will be shown in the Atlas. If you don't want to use a filter, you can simply leave this column empty. Our second worksheet we have the IA data sheet, which contains all of the values for our data. Currently this sheet is called Example 1 IA data sheet. In order for the sheet to be correctly identified as containing the data values for your data file, it needs to start IA data sheet. You can, however, add any text after the IA data sheet part if you want to have more than one IA data sheet in your workbook, so I shall rename this now. In row 1 we have the themes. I'm going to change these themes to be called something different. I'm going to change this to hospital admissions. You can see here that the hospital admission cell is merged from C to F, which means that everything in these columns are part of this theme. For my indicators defined in row 2, you can see that it is merged across two columns, which means that all of the data in these two columns are part of this indicator 1. Now let's change the name of this indicator to be something different. Under 18 years, and change indicator 2 to be over 18 years. Remember that this data here in this example is purely fictitious. In row 3 I have the links relating to the indicators, which will be accessible through the Data Explorer of the dynamic report. In row 4 I have defined what type of data I have for this specific indicator. Categoric is for text data and numeric is for numbers. In row 5 I have the dates. You can display years numerically, and you can also display dates as text, such as January, February, etc. I have my data values from row 6 downwards, and at the bottom we have the comparison areas. These comparison areas do not show up in the map, but in the comparison table, which is a small table in the Atlas, which has the name and data associated with that name for each of the different theme and indicators you have got. You can see that the codes and names of the contextual areas are in both the IA data sheet and the geography and filter sheet, in the same order and are unique. In the last worksheet we have the metadata. This is where you can set different properties on the theme, indicator or date level, such as custom legends and precisions, etc. If you would like more information on this worksheet, then please refer to our Desktop User Guide section E.6, the Metadata worksheet. As I wish my dynamic report to pick up these metadata settings, then I will need to change the name of the worksheet to Metadata. Now to create your data file, you will need to use the IA Export add-in found in the Add-ins tab. If you do not have this already activated, then you will need to add it to your list of add-ins. To do this, go to Your Options, then Add-ins, and browse to your installation folder where the add-in will be located. If you need any help on this, then please refer to the Getting Started guide included in the software installation. I click on IA Export, and if I wish to update my Flash dynamic report, I would choose to export this data to XML format. And if I were wishing to update my HTML dynamic report, then I would export this to JSON format. I would then browse to the location of my report folder and save over the existing data file. If I refresh my reports, we can now see our updated Flash dynamic report with the new theme, indicator, and date, and also our updated HTML dynamic report with the new theme, indicator, and date. You can see how quick and easy it is to update your data using the InstantAtlas Excel Data Manager. If you want further information on how to change the look and feel of your atlas, then please refer to the How to Use InstantAtlas Designer with Flash Templates video if you are using a Flash template, or How to Use InstantAtlas Designer with HTML Templates video if you are using an HTML edition template.